With a little help and a little wealth and a lot of love.
It makes you very unique, and it's part of the reason why you've been so successful. Tell me a little bit more about just your college experience, some of the stories that I've heard. It sounds like you really started at a young age with saving money and finding ways to earn money, kind of unique, non-traditional ways.
Yeah. And so in college, I didn't really learn about money. Yes, you took your finance course, your entrepreneurship, your marketing. I was an entrepreneurship major. I graduated from Winthrop Eagles. But I really didn't understand personal finance until I picked up a book that actually my mom gave me called The Total Makeover by Dave Ramsey. I really started my journey there. I was so blown away. And then I went to Studio Orman. Then I read like Investment for Dummies. I was insatiable. I love to learn too. One of the greatest things that we have in common is we're some learners. We really are though. We really do enjoy learning, and we enjoy learning together. This podcast was an experience.
Yeah.
And so, I really wanted to learn finance. And if I was financially literate and very well versed in how, compound of interest and all that, I started with Dave Ramsey, understand his 7 baby steps, I believe, 9 baby steps. I can't remember. I paid off all my student loans before I took my big job. I was making $35,000 working in a call center. If you ever worked in a call center, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That was big money. I thought I could make that money for the rest of my life. But I realized something was missing for me. And what was missing for me is I wanted to be celebrated. And this is like, I grew up where internet didn't exist. So, I mean, internet has eliminated a lot of barriers to entry. I know I said that in the last episode, which pretty much levels the playing field a little bit. And there's new waves of that, and AI, and we'll talk about that in a second. But, I believe that based upon that, I just dove headfirst into Dave Ramsey's 7 steps. But I feel like there has to be another way.
I remember, a lot of my med school classmates were huge Dave Ramsey fans, but it just felt very restrictive. I remember kind of the lifestyle.
It says rice and beans. You eat rice and beans
yes.
every single day. I was on the ramen diet back then.
The life that they lived, especially because at the, med school time frame, you're already well into your 20s. And the people who were the same age as you are, they have their big boy and big girl jobs, and they're able to go out to nicer restaurants, and they're able to grab drinks together. And
Dave Ramsey calls that doc-itis.
Yeah.
I actually watched a few of those. I'm a big Dave Ramsey fan still. So,
and I not to dog him at all, but it seemed so restrictive. It seemed like constant. We're already experiencing delayed gratification. It just seemed like constant delayed gratification, which I know. The main kind of reason for this episode, or the main topic, is to talk about the FIRE movement and the different types of FIRE movement. I know you're more of like a coast FIRE movement aficionado. So tell me a little bit, like, what is the FIRE movement, and tell us a little bit about the different subtypes.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I felt like Dave Ramsey was just moving in a glacial pace for me. And so I actually have my own method, which I think FIRE movement is really aggressive.
With a little health and a little wealth and a lot of love. That's a life that we live. Suits and scrubs.